began with a whisper. A smirk, really. The kind of gesture that says more than words ever could. At a glittering Beverly Hills industry gala in early 2025, Tyler Perry stood on a marble dais surrounded by moguls, producers, and Hollywood elite. Champagne glasses clinked, dealmakers mingled, and the air buzzed with anticipation. But when a journalist casually asked Perry about his relationship with Meghan Markle, the room held its breath. Perry leaned in, eyes twinkling, and delivered a line that sliced through the noise. "Some folks borrow blessings like the road, but never return the favor." Silence. Not the polite kind, the electric kind. The kind that means everyone understood exactly who he was talking about and what he wasn't saying. The gloves were off. After years of whispers, speculation, and veiled Instagram shade, Tyler Perry had broken the unspoken code. And the target? Meghan Markle, the woman he once sheltered, defended, and even called family. To understand the fallout, we need to rewind, not just to 2020, but to the pivotal, global moment when Harry and Meghan, freshly divorced from royal life, stepped into the unknown. They were vulnerable, hunted by paparazzi, shunned by Buckingham Palace, tabloid fodder. Their narrative was polished but precarious. A prince and his bride wronged by an archaic institution, bravely carving a new path of freedom and philanthropy. And then, out of the blue, came Tyler Perry. One of the most powerful Black creators in Hollywood, Perry extended not just a hand, but a lifeline. His $18 million mansion in Beverly Hills, open. His private security detail, mobilized. Private jet, standing by. No contracts, no IOUs, just unfiltered trust. They were in need, Perry later said in a rare 2021 interview, and I had the means. It was that simple. But it wasn't simple. It was never simple. Because in Hollywood, nothing is truly free, especially not sanctuary. The depth of Perry's generosity cannot be overstated. At a time when tabloids were hunting the Sussexes like prey, he offered invisibility. His home became their fortress. Staff were instructed to give them space. Even his pilots knew not to question where the jet was going or who was on it. And then came the christening of Lilibet Diana. Tyler Perry was honored as her godfather, a symbolic role, sure, but also a strategic one. It linked Perry forever to the House of Windsor. It blurred lines between Hollywood power and royal lineage. It sent a message. Tyler Perry believes in them. For Meghan, it was a stroke of genius. For Perry, it was a gesture of love. Or so he thought. Hollywood moves fast, but nothing moves faster than a manipulated narrative. By late 2021, Meghan Markle was deep in pitch meetings across Los Angeles. From Netflix to Spotify to unknown VC-backed vision boards, she painted a picture of a media empire built on compassion, empowerment, and authenticity. One source recalled her confidently dropping names in meetings. Tyler's backing us. He believes in the mission. Except he wasn't. Perry had not co-signed any business ventures. He wasn't on the board of any Markle-branded initiatives, and he certainly hadn't agreed to fund or endorse production deals in his name. It was misleading at best, manipulative at worst, said a former streaming executive. Once we realized Tyler wasn't involved, the whole deal went cold. The fallout was swift. Deals dried up. Meghan's pitch book, once a golden ticket, became a red flag. And Perry, he was livid. Fast forward to early 2023. Meghan, now recalibrating her public image after several media stumbles, reached out again. This time, it wasn't about a mansion or security or contracts. It was about the jet. According to insiders, Meghan sent Perry a casual message. "Hey, wondering if we could use the jet for a few days? Nothing urgent, just need to get to NYC and back. Let me know." There was no crisis, no security threat, just a favor. Perry didn't respond right away. In fact, he didn't respond at all. After 72 hours of silence, Meghan followed up, then again, and finally, allegedly, with a message dripping in frustration. "After everything we've meant to each other, you won't even take a call? You're Lily's godfather." Still nothing. Radio silence. And that silence was deafening. Behind the scenes, everything began to unravel. Sources close to Perry's camp revealed he had begun to question everything: his role, his loyalty, his judgment. It wasn't about the jet, said one insider. It was about principle. Tyler realized he'd been used, not once, not twice, but consistently. Rumors swirled that footage shot inside Perry's mansion had made its way into the infamous Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary without his explicit permission. Private moments, private spaces, used for global consumption. That, reportedly, was the final straw. In Tinseltown, perception is power, and when someone like Tyler Perry steps back, others take notice. Almost overnight, Meghan Markle's stock began to drop. Executives went silent. Brand partnerships froze. One PR insider claimed Tyler Perry walking away was like an unofficial blacklist. No one wanted to be the next person she leaned on and burned. Meanwhile, stories leaked. Former staff described Meghan as a dictator in heels. One ex-assistant said they needed therapy after working with her. Even in the UK, echoes of Perry's retreat reverberated. Royal insiders, once tight-lipped, began to speak. Questions resurfaced about who paid for what, who said what, and whether Harry and Meghan's version of events had always been true. Meanwhile, Perry refused to engage publicly. No interviews, no social media shade, just quiet, calculated distance. "He didn't need revenge," said a friend. "He had the truth. And in Hollywood, silence from someone like Tyler says everything." By mid-2024, Meghan's empire was crumbling. Spotify severed ties. Netflix quietly declined new proposals. A much-hyped lifestyle brand launch flopped. The media, once enchanted, began to dig. Even former allies, celebrity stylists, podcast hosts, minor royals, kept their distance. She was, in essence, exiled again, but this time not by monarchy, by Hollywood. And the worst part, there was no clear villain to blame. No palace aide, no tabloid conspiracy, just a man who had once opened his home, and now quietly shut the door. Tyler Perry didn't post cryptic quotes. He didn't do tell-alls. He didn't need to. His gala line, "Some folks borrow blessings like they're owed, but never return the favor," did all the work for him. It echoed across every entertainment blog, industry boardroom, and PR strategy session. And Meghan? She never responded publicly. Because how could she? The one man who had every reason to defend her had chosen not to. The story of Tyler Perry and Meghan Markle isn't just about friendship gone wrong. It's a parable about power, privilege, and the price of performative gratitude. Perry, for all his wealth and reach, built his empire on loyalty, respect, and faith. He doesn't hand out favors lightly. He doesn't forget who tried to manipulate his kindness. "Kindness isn't weakness," he once told Oprah, but it does come with boundaries. Meghan crossed those boundaries. She turned a sanctuary into a stepping stone. She turned a godfather into a ghost. And now, she's watching her Hollywood kingdom collapse. Not with a scandal, but with a shrug. In the end, it wasn't a documentary, or an interview, or a book deal that broke the spell. It was a jet that never took off. One final ask, one ignored message, one silent refusal. And in that refusal, quiet, dignified, devastating, Meghan Markle learned the oldest rule in the book. You can fly high on borrowed wings, but eventually, someone will ask for them back.